Actually, racism against white people isn't a thing. It doesn't exist. It's not actually possible for someone to be racist against a white person. Now, I'm not a huge Trump fanboy, but I do love when he pulls out these stunts. As George Christensen points out, Trump played a video to South African President Cyril Ramaphosa of politician Julius Malema at one of his many rallies where he sings with the crowd, "Shoot to kill the Boer, kill the farmer."
Shoot to kill, Gamaza, kill the Boer, the farmer, kill the Boer, the farmer, brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa. Attention!
Shoot to kill the Boer, kill the farmer, brr, pa. That's welcoming, isn't it? Cozy. Trump ambushes South African president with video and false claims of anti-white racism. So don't worry, folks, it's all false claims. The Guardian tells us that it isn't true, so just don't worry about it. Hey, do you want to read another opinion piece on the benefits of transgenderism? SBS News in Australia. Keep in mind, this mob get about 80% of their funding from the taxpayer. They've got a long article which I'll summarise for you. Are white farmers really fleeing South Africa for Australia? Well, Trump made some comments, so we'll do a fact check for you. Look at all these words we've written. You know, when we write lots and lots of words, that means we know what we're talking about and you should trust us. Yeah, we guess there were kind of like a few deaths of farmers, but like, it's totally not a white genocide. Those deaths were just unfortunate, accidental murders. And hey, we asked a representative of the South African government, and they said that the narrative of white genocide was not broadly taken seriously in South Africa. It's only extremists who believe that. Yeah, extremists who are terrified for their lives. They pull out the line, most victims of violent crime in South Africa are black people. Now I wonder, would that be black on black violence? They don't clarify that, as it would shatter the narrative, and it lets them play down the racist targeting of white farmers. SBS, you are scum. I want my taxes back. The BBC, no headlines about shoot to kill the Boer, kill the farmer. Instead, they go with Ramaphosa keeps his cool during Trump's choreographed onslaught, which is true. He did respond calmly to Trump, but the underlying message being pushed here for the numbnuts who read this trash, what the BBC is telling their audience is that while Ramaphosa kept his cool, Trump was all bamboozled and angry. I can't help but notice that the South African delegation don't have any whites. They mustn't have a diversity, equity, inclusion policy in place. I found the BBC News Pigeon site. Julius Malema react after Trump asked Ramaphosa why he never arrest him. They actually translate many of their articles into this bastardised version of English. It's for people who never progress beyond street jive. I wonder if they'd do a Scottish version, maybe a localised Fife or Dundonian edition. Yon big yin Trump was pure talking pish likes about Julius Malema. The wee man isn't chuffed likes, he just wants to sing his songs, Ken. They obviously knew what Trump was showing on the screen, and they all avoided looking at it as much as possible. But not only that, the woman in the middle couldn't hold back a big shit-eating smirk. She's laughing. She's laughing about whites being murdered during her party's time in power. In Australia, we have to repeatedly apologise over the wrongs done to Aboriginals well before any of us were even born. And she's laughing about whites being killed this year. If we celebrate on Australia Day, then we get the guilt trip accusing us of celebrating genocide. And we also have to put up with these posh Indian girls, loads of them, who they themselves pick up on the Aboriginal grift. Some of them were born in Australia, they went to expensive private schools, they were raised in massive houses. claiming themselves that they are the victims of colonialism and demanding apologies and reparations.
My name's Anushka, and I came down here today because, Australia has a black history and Indigenous people should not be oppressed at all. And it's just so messed up that we're still doing this in 2023. And I'm Indian, so the British also colonized, India for so many years, and it's the exact same thing that happened. And I just think it's so messed up. And the fact that they're doing it, it's still happening, and black and brown people are still living with generational trauma, and from white supremacy, and it's still affecting us every single day. And I just think that, why the government is just being quiet about it, why we're not doing anything about it. And I just, it's fucked up, and I don't know, man, it's it's appalling, and it's freaking shameful, and it just makes my blood boil. So that's why I'm here today. There's never pride in celebrating genocide at all whatsoever. So yeah.
I'm totally a victim too, because my background is from India and we are victims of colonialism. Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel wants in on the action as usual. I mean, I ain't watching this, but Jimmy fucking Kimmel is accusing Trump of spreading fake news. This soft lad is completely compromised. Someone somewhere must be holding footage of him doing something very, very dodgy. That's the only explanation for how much this guy pushes the narrative. Look, if you told me that there was this community somewhere of all black people who were farming and doing what they can to create a civilized society, contributing to that society, providing the food for the entire nation, and a bunch of white people were slaughtering them, chanting at rallies to have them all executed, then I'd be saying, oi, stop that right now. I'm not for this. And equally, I think this kill the boer, kill the farmer chant is abhorrent. At the end of the day, I'm all for free speech, so sing your stupid songs. It's just like the Protestant versus Catholic stuff back in Scotland. Rangers versus Celtic. Sing your daft wee tunes. I don't care. I don't think you should be arrested for it. I'll just choose to judge you as an individual on those actions. And as always, I judge the disingenuous media for their one-sided and misleading reporting. Anyway, no more white guilt.